helpful if these could be switched off or set to silent, please. Os bydd argyfwng a bod angen I ni waghau'r theatr, please ewch trwy a llanfeydd argyfwng. No fire drills are planned today. If we do need to evacuate the theatre in an emergency, please leave via one of the emergency exits on the left or the right side of the theatre and go to one of the nearby assembly points. Please follow the instructions from the staff. Mae toiledau agosaf trwy drws yma ar y dde. The nearest toilets are out of this door on the right. Lluniau. Yn rheol syml iawn, mae diwrnod arbennig iawn. Cewch da ni faint o luniau a fynoch. Photography. There's one simple rule at this university. It's a very special day and you're welcome to take as many photos as you want. Pan fydd y fanfare yn canu, bydd y ceremony ar y gychwyn ac fe wahoddir yn gynulleidfa I sefyll. When the fanfare sounds, this means that the ceremony is about to start and the guests are invited to stand. Yn olaf, ar diwedd y ceremony, gofynir y gwesteion aros yn eiseddu nes bod yr orymdaeth academaidd a fydd yn cynnwys y graddedigion wedi gadael y theatr. Finally, at the end of the ceremony, guests are asked to remain in their seats until the academic procession, which will include the graduates, has left the theatre. Gyda hynny o eiriau, llawer o ddiolch am ei cydweithrediad, mwynhewch weddill y diwrnod. With those few words, many thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the rest of the day. Please all rise for the procession.
O Beata Trinitas, O Beata Trinitas, tibi laus, tibi gloria, tibi gratiarum actio. O Beata Trinitas in sempiterna secula, O Beata Trinitas. Gogoneddog ar glwydd, hen ffich well. Gogoneddog ar glwydd, hen ffich well. Eglwys a changell a phendigodi, cywydd a gweithred a phendigodi, llyfrau a llythyr, awyr ac effer, cysgod a golau a phendigodi. Gogoneddog arglwydd, henffych well. Moroedd a thfoliana, deiar a phendithia, nefoedd a glodfora, dori yn un. Dyroen ffyddlondeb, dyroen dy obaith, dyroen dy gariad, dori yn un.
Bore da, ystedwch os gwelwch chi'n dda. Please be seated. Is-lywydd, Cyngor y Brifysgol, Cymrodyr, Anwyl Gyfeillion a'r Paraddedigion. Mae'n hyfrydwch o'r mwyaf gen i gael eich croesawu chi yma i gampws y Brifysgol yma yng Nghaerfyrddin, wrth i ni ddod ynghyd i ddathlu llwyddiant graddedigion y Brifysgol. Fe fyddwn ni am y bythefnos nesaf ar draws Cymru yn ymgynnull gyda'n gilydd i ddathlu camp graddedigion y Brifysgol. It's a great, great pleasure for me as Vice-Chancellor to welcome you all here to the university as we start on 2 weeks of celebrating the success of the graduates. It's an opportunity where we as civic leaders, as university officers, friends and colleagues come together and mark the academic achievements of our students. And that gives us all great, great pleasure to do that. Mae wedi bod yn gyfnod anodd i chi wedi llwyddo gweitha pawb a phopeth. What a difficult period it has been for you as a student body. You were the graduands that went through the difficult pandemic period. You secured not only your academic achievements and reward, but you also managed to navigate such a difficult period in the context of your studies. And may I, on behalf of the university, acknowledge how difficult it has been, and also thank you for the way that you have engaged in this difficult pandemic context. Dyn ni'n falch iawn ohonych chi. Today is a formal convocation. We stand here in our traditional academic regalia in honor of you. We link the traditions of the medieval world of the university with the modern world of tomorrow. And you are the bridge. You are the future. And we hear the voices of even the future again. Future students, I hope, to the university. But really, it is that connectivity of linking the past and the future. Because the bridge will be your leadership of tomorrow. And the skills that you have required over the last 3 years, hopefully, will help you as you prepare to undertake your different roles within our communities. Mae eleni wrth gwrs yn flwyddyn bwysig iawn I ni yma yn y Brifysgol, lle dyn ni'n dathlu 200 mlynedd o addysg uwch. This is a very important year for us as a university. We celebrate our bicentenary, 200 years where higher education began in Wales. 200 years of lifelong learning. A continuation of tradition of 200 years offering the people of Wales the opportunity to have a university education. And on Thursday, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, as our patron, will join us on our Lampeter campus to mark this very important event in the life of our country and of our university. But you now are part of the history, are part of the tapestry of this national institution. It's a shame that I couldn't just capture the smiles and the glee on the eyes of your friends and your colleagues here. They're all so very, very proud of you, as they should be. It's a shame I just can't take one picture and capture the smiles. Can I suggest that there's never been a better opportunity than this afternoon to ask them for that cheque for £5,000 for that car? No, let's change that with inflation, make it 10,000. Who knows, you might be fortunate. But they really are proud of you. But I also know that you would want to express your gratitude to them for the enormous support that you have had over the last couple of years. And will you join with me and with the faculty to express our gratitude to your supporters here today? Thank you. Mae'ch llwyddiant chi'n dibynnu'n llwyr ar staff. Staff sydd wedi bod yn ymroddedig ac sydd wedi cyflawni gymaint ar eich rhan. You would not be graduating if it were not for the support you have had from your faculty. And I'm always proud on these occasions to have the opportunity to pay tribute to the academic and support staff of the university. And again, in public, can I express my sincere gratitude to the faculty for your hard work. Diolch yn fawr iawn. University convocations are, of course, an opportunity where we also, apart from acknowledging the academic success of our graduates, also bestow fellowship upon worthy men and women who have made a difference to the lives of Wales and also to the life and values of this university. A dwi'n hynod o falch heddiw yn bod ni'n cael y fraint o gael derbyn 2 gymrawd newydd i'r Brifysgol. 2 sydd wedi gwneud cyfraniad sylweddol iawn I fywyd Cymru a thu hwnt. Mae'n bleser mawr gen I cael croesawu Dr Rhys Thomas. Bydd eraill yn ei gyflwyno fo i'r cynulliad. Ond dyma chi ŵr sydd wedi gwneud gwahaniaeth mawr yng nghyd-destun iechyd a gofal ar gyfer Cymru. A dyw e ddim ond wedi dechrau ar ei daith o fod yn arweinydd cenedlaethol sydd yn gallu newid. The transformational work that Dr Rhys Thomas has done in this COVID period has been outstanding. He has only just started on his work. Those of us who are associated with the university look forward to see over the next decade the strong leadership that this gentleman will show. A braint arbennig I mi heddiw ydy gael eich croesawu chi a'ch teulu yma i'r Brifysgol. Croeso cynnes I chi. I also want to extend a very warm welcome to Mr John Burns. Those of you who know of his generosity, of his engagement with enterprise, his community development and commitment in Carmarthenshire will clearly know why we are honouring him today. And it's a great pleasure to see his family and friends here. We thank you, sir, for your enormous gratitude and your engagement within Carmarthenshire and beyond. Croeso cynnes I chi. Now today, as I've said before, is a day where we celebrate your academic achievement. And so many of you will now be entering professional careers linked with early years, with education, with advocacy, with nursing and inclusion studies. These are key professions where you can make such a difference to the lives of people. We live in a troubled world. A world that is calling out for leadership, for individuals that are prepared to stand up for what they believe. We don't get that much today in the context of our political world. And that is why the civic leaders of our communities are so important. We need to be creating guiding coalitions of champions of change. People within their professions that will stand up for what they believe and support the commonality of good purposes in our communities. And you have a role to play in that. You, as the future leaders within your professions, can have so much influence on the people that you will meet. And I want to urge you today, as you pass this stage, to take advantage of every opportunity you have to be that change agent within our community. As you graduates today, one of the symbolic symbols of this ceremony, at a certain stage of the ceremony, I will doff to all the graduates, and in that symbolic gesture of gesture, I release you from the university into the world. It's a tradition that has happened in the universities from the medieval ages, and every vice-chancellor at every convocation will undertake the same symbol. It is a symbolic act of releasing you out into the community. And in doing that, we are also asking you to undertake now your responsibility as citizens, as ambassadors of change. Be confident challengers. Be prepared to stand up for honest facilitation within our community. Do what is right and stand up for the value of humanity. Never look down at anybody. Don't look up either. Just look across and be yourself. And if you find yourself in the company of somebody who is, for whatever reason, down, go down and support them. And in that process of helping them up through their own personal circumstances, you will have grown in stature in a way that no PhD from any university can offer you. Because you have the skills, you have the tools, you've learned the craft. All you need to do now is to have the confidence to apply that within your own lives. What fantastic opportunities you have in front of you. What enormous opportunities. Yes, of course, there will be challenges, and you will fail. Nothing wrong with failure. We've all failed. You just get up, and you start again. And you learn from that experience. Ond dyma'r cyfleoedd sydd o'ch blaen chi, yn gyfleoedd nawr allwch chi wneud gwahaniaeth. We all strive for a citizenship of Wales that gives hope, that gives opportunity. And as a university, we believe in you. We believe in your future. We believe in the difference that you can make. And today, it gives me great pride and joy as Vice-Chancellor just to acknowledge your particular talent and wish you well on your journey. May God bless you. May his countenance always be with you. Darparadigion y brifysgol. Braint arbennig I mi ydy gad dymuno yn dda yw. Colleagues, I wish you well. I bid you joy for the future. Pob dymuniad da.
Gorau awen gwirionedd. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol y cynhelir ar y 5 Orffennaf 2022 yma'n Tref Cyfyrddin gynulliadau awdurdodedig Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant i dderbyn i'w priodol raddau, bersonau da ei gair sydd, drwy efrydiaeth yn y brifysgol a thrwy ddisg, medr a dyfal barhad, wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ag ordeiniadau'r cyrff dyfarnu. Gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddynt fwynhau iechyd a hir hoedl i wasanaethu eu cenhedlaeth a'i gwlad dan fendith y nef. Yna, dy oleini a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch, a'r tywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd, a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hen ddiffeithleoedd. Gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Be it known to members of the university and to all here present that authorised congregations of the University of Wales Trinity St David are being held here in the town of Carmarthen on the 5th of July 2022 to admit to their appropriate degrees worthy persons who have, through study at the university and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of such degrees in accordance with the ordinances of the awarding bodies, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Byddai'r hysbys i aelodau'r brifysgol ac i bawb sy'n bresennol fod Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i'r Athro Medwyn Hughes dderbyn i'w graddau, fyfyrwyr Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a nillodd raddau yn unol a rheolau'r brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r myfyrwyr y gellir ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn ar y rhestri printiedig sydd wedi ei dosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the university and to all who are present that the University of Wales Trinity St David has granted authority to Professor Medwyn Hughes to admit to their degrees students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the university. The names of the students that can be admitted to their degrees at this congregation can be found on the printed lists that have been distributed.
Anrhydeddus is Ganhellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgybl o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd doethur mewn athroniaeth. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you a student of the University of Wales Trinity St David who has gained the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy. Angela Ricas Power. Ganhellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd athro yn y celfyddydau. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree of Master of Arts. Claire Marie Evans. Aldian Ratchford. Frances Elaine Black. Donna Leanne Cleaver. Cole. Angharad Norrington Davis. Anrhydeddus is Ganghellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd baglor yn y Celfyddydau. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Emily Kate Petch. Emily Rose Thiem. Georgia Daniels. Lucy Helen Ebsworth. Fleer Tyrion James. Sarah Gwenllian Mason. Jessica Morris. Jade Fionn Rosser. Hannah Wynne Selwood. Abigail Elizabeth Saskia Hope Doreen Stimpson Williams. Angharad Walters. Abby Marie Jones. Emily Jane Elizabeth Thomas. Carrie Ann Saunders. Isabel Smith. Alaya Kim Andrews. Stacey Anna Louise Holland. Kimberly James. Catherine Joyce Sanders. Amy Smith. Lauren Thomas. Ella Ann Walsh. Magdalena Elbieta Zieltwish-Winska. Miriam Bowen. Natalie Jane Craddock. Bethany Green. Jade Louise Hicks. Lowry Half Thomas. Alexandra Rachel Wilson. Jonathan Orlando Felice Capola Ward. Ellie Caitlin Davis. Danielle Melissa Evans. Thomas Joshua Hugh Giles. Kirsty Lee Hall. Sophie Lily Hughes. Saffron Virginia James. Lauren Jones. Rachel Jessica Morrison. Catherine Emma Riches. Niall Roche. Eleanor Lorian Thomas. Holly Thomas. Isabel Thomas. Nicole Lena Thomas. Rebecca Leanne Rhyddech Edwards. Charlotte Leslie Davies. Vanessa Jane Ward. Olivia Barrett. Chloe Bouncer. Andrea Burson. Naomi Hazel Hawker. Sarah Hill. Esme Elizabeth Jones. Charlene Patricia Sad. Andra Dennis Isganghello, cyflwyno fi ti ddisgybl o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd diploma addysg uwch. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you a student of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who has gained a diploma of higher education. Kelly Woodrow.
Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David's, who have gained a Diploma of Higher Education. Natalie Louise Ford. JD Henthorne. Joanne Eileen Ward. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a Certificate of Higher Education. Lisa Ann Daniel. Abby Patricia Carley Flavel. Carrie Phillips.
A wnaeth y myfyrwyr sydd newydd gael eu cyflwyno i'r Brifysgol a wnewch chi gyd sefyll. With all the graduates that have just been presented to the university, would you please stand? And we will formally admit you to your degrees. Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol amddiriedwyd i mi, derbyniaf chi'ch graddau priodol ac i holl freiniau y graddau hynny. Yn enw Brifysgol Cymru, y Drindod, Dewi Sant.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad dros lwyd ac yn rydedd a'n prifysgol a'n gwlad.
Croeso i sefydliad graddedigion y Brifysgol.
Congratulations, you are now graduates and ambassadors of the University of Wales. Da iawn chi.
Vice-Chancellor, I commend to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who are not present at this ceremony but have duly qualified for an award.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol amddiriedwyd i mi, derbyniaf y myfyrwyr a nodwyd eu henwau ar y daflen i'w graddau priodol. Through the authority invested in me as Vice-Chancellor, I admit those students to their awards under the auspices of the University of Wales, Trinity St David.
Anrhydeddus is-gynghellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion sydd wedi ennill ysgoloriaethau'r Brifysgol. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students who have won university bursaries. Gwobr ei reolaeth cymdeithaseg, cyfiawnder cymdeithasol a chynhwysiant. Advocacy, Sociology, Equity and Diversity Prize. Donna Leanne Cleaver. Abby Marie Jones. Gwobr goffa Becca Mair Richards, blynyddoedd cynnar. The Becca Mair Richards Memorial Prize for Early Years. Lucy Heledd Ebsworth. Ysgoloriaeth Gweithgareddau Allgyrsiol, the Extracurricular Activities Bursary. Lauren Thomas.
everyone. The lovely people that have spoken before me this morning have needed no introduction, but I'll introduce myself. I'm Taya. Some of you may know I am the newly appointed Carmarthen Campus President, so I'm here on behalf of the Students' Union just to say a couple of words. So firstly, my congratulations go out to every one of you sat here today. You've all waited to walk this stage, a dream that we all had when we first started this lifelong journey. I'm thrilled and honoured to stand here representing the achievement and the successes that you have gained over the duration of your studies. The resilience and the determination that you guys have shown to continue to keep this vision alive through the most difficult, the most weird times of our lives has resulted in the successful completion of your degrees, standing here today, overcoming those difficult and those weird times studying during a pandemic. I invite you to join me in this moment, a moment to stop and take it all in. Take a breather, you have graduated. The patience and continued commitment that not only we, but our academic leaders have shown us, who have guided us through these last 3 years, with the belief that we could stand here today. I'd like to take another moment to thank all of the incredible staff, the family and friends, the people who may not be here today, but the people who have continued to strive and work equally as hard as we have to bring this vision to life. Today marks a new beginning, a new journey. Wherever the path may take you, my best wishes go out to you all. My last words are words of praise. They are congratulations to you. Llongfarchiadau, diolch yn fawr.
I now call upon the Honorary Fellows to be presented to the University. Y cyfrodyr Anrhydedd.
Anwyderus Is-Ganghellof, Gadeirydd ac aelodau'r cyngor a chyfeillion oll. Braint mawr I mi y bore yma hwn yw cael cyflwyno John Burns yn gymrawd anwyderus o Brifysgol hon. It is very much my great honour this morning to present John Burns as an honorary fellow of this university. Croeso mawr, warm welcome to you, John. John was born in Belfast, but the family moved to the west of Scotland when he was at a very young age. He was brought up in a small town called Darvel. Maybe many of you have not heard of this place, but John is not the only famous person to have lived here. It is also the birthplace of Sir Alexander Fleming, the discoverer of penicillin. In fact, John worked on a farm next door to Sir Alexander's farm, and this is where his love of animals began, which helped him decide that he wanted to be a vet. In 1966, he went to Glasgow University to study veterinary science, and after graduating in 1971, his first job was in a vet's practice here in Wales, in Whitland, and this was John's first experience of Wales, and he has not moved from here since. Ar ôl grafio yn 1971, roedd ei swydd gyntaf yma yng Nghymru, dim yn bell iawn o fan hyn, yn Milferig yn Hendi Gwynaf Daf, ac wrth gwrs dyma profiad cyntaf John o Gymru, a dyw e ddim wedi symud o fan hyn ers hynny. Soon after he started work as a vet, John noticed that the pets, especially dogs that he treated, often had persistent or recurring illnesses. Drugs only relieved the illness short term. When the drugs stopped, the illnesses came back. John was not satisfied with this, so, hoping to improve his professional skills, he went to London to study human acupuncture and traditional Oriental medicine. In particular, he was attracted to macrobiotics, a way of thinking which aims to combine traditional thought with modern life and how this could help and work with animals. When John returned to Wales and to his work as a vet, he decided to adapt this way of thinking to a veterinary practice. When he encountered a sick pet, he advised the clients to avoid commercial pet food and instead to feed a combination of cooked brown rice, vegetables and a little meat. He even sold the brown rice in his veterinary surgery. The results were very successful, but very few people wanted to cook long-term for their pets at home. John wanted pets to be fed in a healthy way, and over a number of years came to realise that he would have to create his own commercial, natural, healthy pet food modelled on his home-cooked diet. Roedd John yn awyddus iawn i anifeiliaid anwes o bob math gan gynnwys cwn, cael ei bwydo mewn ffordd iach, a thros nifer o flynyddoedd daeth i sylweddoli y byddai'n rhaid iddo greu bwyd anifeiliaid anwes masnachol, naturiol, iach wedi fodelu ar ddiet cartre. In 1993, following 10 years of hard work, determination and perseverance, the UK's first natural pet food company was born, and this was in West Wales. The original stock level was a 2-ton batch distributed in plain polythene sacks with a leaflet glued to the front, but his vision worked. In 1997, Burns became the first UK business to bring chemical-free pet food to market, using vitamin E and rosemary oil to preserve food rather than chemical preservatives. Burns set the industry standard, and others followed. Burns Pet Food has been trading for nearly 30 years. It's an accredited living wage employer which guarantees to pay a living wage as determined by the Living Wage Foundation. Burns was the first Carmarthenshire employer to do so, and the first in the UK pet industry. The company employs around 150 people locally, mainly in Carmarthenshire, but other places in the UK as well as Ireland, and has 8 members of staff who work for the charitable aim, the John Burns Foundation. John always wanted to do more for the community he was a part of, and over the years has created a number of charitable initiatives to help and support people in need. In 2007, John launched the Burns Pet Nutrition Foundation. Prior to this, Burns had always been dishing out generous donations, but a charity status formalised John's vision to improve the lives of people and pets across the UK, making a difference to the lives of people and companion animals across the UK. The charity aims to help enhance the lives of disadvantaged people by offering practical recreational facilities and life skills opportunities, as well as using the arts, the outdoors and events to bring enjoyment to the whole community. Burns by Your Side is John's flagship Reading with Dogs project and is aimed at children of all ages to help with reading and communication skills. The Better Tomorrow programme helps children, young people and adults who may be at risk of social isolation and offers a range of recreational activities that are designed to develop and enhance valuable life skills. Burns in the community provides support for individuals who have the potential to become socially excluded and works with local community groups and a whole host of social organisations. John is already looking to develop further the charitable work of a business and foundation, and I'm sure we would all like to say big congratulations and thank you to you, John. Oh, and a bit of news for you too. Last month, John was awarded an MBE for services to the business and the community in West Wales. Llongyfarchiadau mawr. Many congratulations. Anrhydefus eis gynghellof, cyflwynaf i chi John Burns yn gymrawd anhyderus o'r brifysgol hon.
Thank you very much. My daughter warned me I shouldn't behave myself, so I'll be very brief. She also said, don't try to be clever, just be yourself. Well, somebody got it, but so I'd like to thank the university for this honour. I'm very touched. I've said over the years that I'm in the very fortunate position that other people do all the hard work, but I get much of the credit for it, and no more so than this morning. So thank you all very much. Thank you to the university for this honour. I'm very touched. I didn't realise until now I was quite an important person, actually. Thank you.
Anrydeddus is-ganghellor, is-lywydd ac aelodau'r cyngor, gymrodyr a chyfeillion oll. Pleser a braint y bore yma yw cael cyflwyno'r Dr Rhys Thomas, un o feibion Sir Gar sydd wedi cyflawni cymaint yn barod yn ei yrfa yn gymrawd anrydeddus o'r brifysgol hon. It's my very great honour this morning to present Dr Rhys Thomas as an honorary fellow of this university. Dr Rhys Thomas was born and raised in Llandeilo. Mum was a consultant paediatrician and dad a vet. It's no wonder at all, therefore, that the desire to care and make others better is so central to everything he does. Mae gwella a gofalu yn y gwaed, ac mae'n bleser gweld mam a dad yma gyda ni heddiw. Cafodd Rhys ei addysg drwy'r gyfrwng Gymraeg yn Ysgol Teilo Sant, cyn mynychu Ysgol Bromyrddin ac yna Ysgol Maes yr Yrfa yn y Chweched. He then moved to study medicine in London. Yn dilyn hyn, ymunodd Rhys ar fyddin ar gatrawd parachute. Following military service, Rhys returned to Wales and he was appointed as a consultant anaesthetist at the Hywel Dda Health Board. Mae e bellach wedi gwneud MD, PhD ym Mhrifysgol Abertawe. We are honouring here today what can only be described as a pioneer. I present to you the facts. Dr Rhys Thomas is the co-founder of Air Ambulance Wales. Dr Rhys Thomas is the inventor of the CTEC CPAP COVID ventilator, which enables patients to breathe, thus preventing admission to intensive care units. Dr Rhys Thomas is working with school children on machines which cleanse the air to reduce the impact of COVID on their lives and education. Dr Rhys Thomas is also working on a breakthrough method of offering medical care online via a programme called Virtual Wards. Piloting in Ceredigion, the main aim is to offer online professional medical care which will assist in preventing patients from hospitalisation. I think you'll agree we have some recurring themes: innovation, care, and a genuine desire and drive to save and better the lives of others. Dyfeisgarwch ac awydd gwirioneddol I ddatrys, gwella a gofalu am eraill. Felly dyna'r ffeithiau moel. Beth arall sydd i'w ddweud am Rhys? Fel miloedd o Gymru, mae wedi gwasanaethu yn y fyddin, a hynny ledled y byd. Ac mae clywed am y mannau y bu yn ystod ei yrfa filwrol, Sierra Leone, Iraq, Afghanistan, yn rhoi darlun I ni o'r hyn mae Rhys wedi ei weld. Ni all y mwyafrif ohonom am gyffred reality ac erchylltra rhyfel. Ac mae'r hyn sydd wedi digwydd yn yr Wcrain yn y misoedd diwetha wedi ein hatgoffa ni pa mor fregus yw heddwch yn ein byd. Rhys' military work, serving in such difficult places, witnessing some incomprehensible scenes, has surely contributed to the humanitarianism which drives him forward. Ac wrth sefyll o'ch blaen chi heddi, a chyflwyno I chi gyd sylfaenydd ambulans awyr Cymru, fel tystiolaeth uniongyrchol o'i waith dyngarol. Rhaid cofio mai dyma elusen sy'n cynnal 2,500 o gyrchoedd mewn blwyddyn I achub bywydau cleifion ar frys mewn mannau lle na all ambulans arferol gyrraedd. 2,500 helicopter missions in a year to save lives. A mission is nothing without vision. Thank you, Rhys, for that vision. Serving Wales and saving lives, the Air Ambulance's strapline, which is also So very apt for you, Rhys. Mae'n hyfryd cael bod yma heddi ar ôl gorfod gohirio gymaint o seremonïau graddio oherwydd Covid. Mae'r haint wedi gadael ei ôl ar fywydau bob un ohono ni. We now have to live with the virus. There is no choice. Maybe so, but some of us will not stop at that. Creating COVID emergency ventilators used across the UK. Ymboeri plant ysgol i greu peiriannau i lenhau yr air eu hunain o Geredigion i Bromley i Birmingham. Serving Wales and saving lives. The desire to care and make others better. Mission, vision, invention. Words which encapsulate the contribution thus far in the career of Dr. Rhys Thomas. And I also agree. I have a feeling that he's only just begun. Datryswr, arweinydd, arloeswr. Un ar awydd i ofalu yn dy waed. Dyma gywydd byr i ddanrydeddu di, Rhys. O'i tris i ni'n ddatryswr. Yn y gad, ti yw'r gŵr, ti yw'r un trwy'r awyr all ein harwain i fan arall. Mae yna rhain rhoi mwy na'i rôl, i tris, rhwng glod a'r hosol. Anrydeddus is-ganghellor, cyflwynaf i ti y Dr. Rhys Thomas yn gymrawd anrydeddus o'r brifysgol hon.
Raint y brifysgol i gyferbyn yn gyfradd, ac ar ran o'r Cymru. Wel, diolch yn fawr iawn i ti, diolch yn fawr iawn i chi am yr anrhydedd hyn, a mae braint hyn hefyd. Right, wel, ble fi dechrau? Wel, fi wedi cael dweud, mae dim ond hawl fi gael 2 gair i chi. Right. I've been told I've got to keep this short, and I'm only allowed to give you 2 words of advice. Okay. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to you all here today, right? Because you've already a success, and you're about to make your lives a success as well. Because the key cornerstone of success is education, and you've started there. You've got great foundations, right? But is this the first step of the rest of your lives? Okay, so my words of advice to you, a lot of this is taken from inspiration from me, from my life, and from others who inspired me in my life as well, which I would like to do to you today. So the first word I'm going to tell you about is love. Right? Love is so important. It's the key for life and success. And the most important people I like to say thank you today for are my parents. Now, I can't see them. Where are my super supporters? Right, can we just stand up? And I'd like to say thank you very much to you both for teaching me about the first thing, which is love. Okay? Because without that, you can't do anything. Okay? When I look back on my life, it makes sense. But when I was going forward, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. I promise you that. Lots of people question why I did things. But I did things because I followed my heart, which is what you all have to do. Right? You have to love your life, and you have to love your work, and your work has to inspire you. Now, if you don't love your work, you can't get the benefit of that success. Who would have thought my love of remote control cars when I was 8 years old would have helped me to create a ventilator
to beat COVID. Right? The learning I did about remote control cars, speed controllers, motors allowed me to create a ventilator where Dyson failed. Another example of craziness, possibly. At the age of 25, my mum calls me every day, as a good Welsh mother does. Mae'n galw fi pob bore, a pob nos nawr hefyd, a mae ar WhatsApp nawr hefyd. OMG. One week, I went quiet. I went off the grid. She hadn't heard from me. And she knew I was up to mischief, but she didn't quite understand quite how much mischief I'd been up to. So she phoned me up one day, and I actually answered the phone. Atebus ar galwad. And I said, Rhys, bleiti, where are you, Rhys? And I said, I'm in Sandhurst. I said, oh, what are you doing, Sandhurst? Rwy'n marcho. I'm marching. Why are you marching? I said, because I'm in the army now. But that crazy decision that day would lead my life down another road. Without that crazy decision, I wouldn't have learnt about personal fitness, being in the parachute regiment. Another thing I'll tell you later about the parachute regiment. But also, I wouldn't have learnt about Afghanistan, the trauma of war, and treating incredibly severe casualties in war. And also about learning quickly and exploiting the learning you have. We created the medical emergency response team in Afghanistan to manage the severe and horrific casualties we had in Afghanistan. But it's from this experience I learnt and brought back to Wales and created and founded the new Wales Air Ambulance Service. The Welsh Air Ambulance Service was the first service in the world that delivered blood and blood products in the air, in the world, full stop. It was the first service as well that had a professional consultant anaesthetist or consultant from A&E delivering professional healthcare 24/7. Although it took me 5 years to get that money out of the Welsh Government for 24-hour service. Without that hard experience, I would not have been able to have done that, but I also would not have been able to satisfy the horrors and the ghosts I had that I was carrying with me from Afghanistan. I made a deal with them, because the army is really, really good for creating new things, but it's really, really poor for remembering it. But this is where the Wales Air Ambulance is amazing, because all those lessons I learned the hard way through lots of people dying now could be remembered and put to good use in Wales. Because Wales, believe it or not, is actually quite similar to Afghanistan. In that there is a long time difference from where people are very seriously sick or hurt to get them to a specialist centre. And that's why the Air Ambulance Service works so well in Wales. But it's also the third lesson I learnt in my life as well. It's like my love of sport, exercise, especially Ironmans and now ultras. I learnt about sports physiology. And I know there's quite a few people here involved in sport in this audience here today. But actually, this is the cornerstone of the future for health. Now then, sports physiologists and people who've been doing training about exercise physiology. Now, you all know about resting heart rate variability, steps, and all the rest of it. But actually, this is the cornerstone for the future, how we all are going to live our lives better by preventing ill health before you're sick. Because there's no doctors, there's no nurses, and there's no beds in the hospital. So you have to live better. But this is how we're going to do it. And if I hadn't done and learnt about suffering, doing the Ironmans, doing the ultras, I would never have learnt about those key things. So the second word I'm going to tell you about today, which is so, so important, and again, I'd like to thank my parents for that, is persistence. I already know you've got this in droves already. Mae fe gyda chi yn barod. Achos o 2 flynedd diwetha chi jyst wedi cael da Covid a pethau eraill. Right? You've already got this. Right? This is going to be your anchor, your foundation to life. Right? Because believe you me, right? despite all the successes I have had, right? Overnight success generally to me means 2 years of hard work and 400 meetings. Yeah? That's overnight success, right? It's hard work. On a daily basis, you get put on your bum, right? And I have been put on my bum probably more times than most people here today, right? But what persistence and love teaches you is to pick yourself back up, get yourself back onto your feet one way or another, and to learn from what has just happened to you, to do better the next time, so that doesn't happen to you again. And na beth sy'n bwysig. And we all have to learn that lesson, because the next few years is going to be incredibly hard for all of us. But during times of hardship, that's where opportunity comes. Okay? And this is where you are going to thrive. Mae chi gyd yn mynd I thriveo. Right? Achos, cariad a parhau, a persistent. Love and persistence. That will carry you through everything. So, as I wish you all a success for your future, please remember those 2 words, but ultimately, follow your heart and never give up. Dilynwch eich calon a pidwch byth rhoi lan. Diolch fawr iawn I chi gyd, mae'n rhanfod fawr I chi, a mae'n lyflu siarad.
Vice Chancellor, Deputy Chair of University Council, Honorary Fellows, Council Members, academic staff, graduates. Many congratulations on your success today. There's a theme running through this graduation today. The theme is of people's personal stories. And each one of us has a personal story. And those personal stories are very important. What you've heard is individuals who have explained to you very succinctly what motivates them, what drives them, what helps them create the type of individuals they are. And I think that is critical. This university was established 200 years ago. It had a visionary as its founder. His story is an interesting one, because he came to Wales as a bishop. He learnt the language and wanted to give people opportunities. Opportunities to thrive and to ensure that they would fulfill their potential. He gave us core values on which to build a university. 200 years ago, there were only 27 scholars who first started. Some wag said to me recently, were you one of them? But quite simply, today, as an establishment, we have over 20,000 students on campuses ranging from Lampeter, Swansea, Carmarthen, London, Birmingham. It is a university which is thriving. A university which I believe is preparing people for the many challenges that have been highlighted here today. Pandemic, post-pandemic, cost of living crisis is reaping a harvest of despair and challenges for most of our people. And of course, as graduates, you need the skills and the gifts to deal with that situation. It's not easy, but I believe that the skills you've had from this university is a preparation and a good preparation for the futures you will face. But it's not the end. It's the beginning of a journey. And that journey is important. What you've heard about John Burns and Rhys Thomas are individuals who've done well in their professional life. John established a thriving business. Rhys, he is a consultant physician and an anaesthetist. The reality is, they didn't stop there. They went further. Because there was a motivating force within their lives which wanted to make life better for people. They are caring people. They are thoughtful people. They are people who love their community. And because of that, they wanted to ensure that the people they served and the people they cared for were helped and supported. Today, they are inspiring us with what they've achieved. In future, we hope that many of you also will inspire others and be like them, innovators, people who create opportunities for others, and individuals who at the heart of their existence put others first. Many congratulations. I wish you well and every success for the future. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Would you please be upstanding to receive the University Standard? Gorau awen gwirionedd. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r Brifysgol fod y cynulliad hwn bellach ar ben, ond y byddwn ni'n ail ymgynnull y prynhawn hwn ym Manrhef Caerfyrddin i barhau i gyflwyno graddau yn enw Prifysgol Cymru, y Drindod Dewisant. Be known to members of the University that this convocation is now at a close, but we will continue to convene here in the town of Carmarthen this afternoon to present degrees from the University of Wales, Trinity, St David. Hir oes i Brifysgol Cymru, y Drindod Dewisant. Ddown ni ar seremoni ben trwy ganu'r anthem genedlaethol.